it is more common among males, okay, and then age group, okay, it is usually seen in older adults. So first of all, in nodular sclerosis it was in young adults, then young adults and older people, now older people, okay. So the risk is actually increasing, okay? And this P is the one which is seen in morphology also, that is Hello friends, this is Vishnu here. Welcome to my channel Vishnu's Medicine Diaries. So in this video we will be learning about the types of Hodgkin's lymphoma. Okay, so let's go to the video without wasting any time. Okay, but before that, if you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe the channel and also keep supporting. Okay, so friends, this topic, okay, the types of Hodgkin's lymphomas, okay, it is actually a very important topic and can be asked for many of your exams, and also it is a very important topic to be known about. Okay, so let's start. So briefly, I will just tell one word about the Hodgkin's lymphoma. Okay, Hodgkin's lymphoma is nothing but, okay, it is just a neoplasm of the lymphocytes, okay, especially the P lymphocytes, especially involving the P lymphocytes. Okay, so types of Hodgkin's lymphoma. Okay, so what are the different types of Hodgkin's lymphoma? It is very easy to remember. Okay, it is just the reverse order of LMN. Okay, LMN, that is NML. Okay, nodular sclerosis, mixed cellularity, lymphocyte rich, okay, lymphocyte depletion and lymphocyte predominance. Okay, so all else are lymphocytes. Okay, they are rich, then they are depleted, then another different variety, that is predominance. Okay, these are the major subtypes of this Hodgkin's lymphoma as per WHO. Okay, so when a question is asked, okay, regarding types of lymphoma, write a short note or write a part as a part of a structured essay. Okay, then what and all you have to write? You can just write, okay, these different types, subtypes, the names of these subtypes, and then have to write just 3 headings, subheadings, okay, for each of these. So I will tell in an oriented manner about how to write and how to remember it more easily. So first one, okay, nodular sclerosis. So its morphology. Okay, remember one thing, we have in all these Hodgkin's lymphoma, the major cell that we have to look at is the diagnostic, okay, the neoplastic giant cells called as the Reed-Sternberg cells. Okay, Reed-Sternberg cells. Okay, or usually in various other subtypes, some variants of Reed-Sternberg cells are seen. Okay, about it also will be told about in this video. Okay, with pictures. Okay, so first of all, morphology. First of all, we have to tell, okay, what are the main cells usually seen here, okay, which variant of the Reed-Sternberg cells in morphology. Then second point, we have to tell about what is present in the background infiltrate. Okay, what is present in the background infiltrate. That's very easy. Okay, for the first two, it's nothing but TEMP. Okay, TEMP, what is TEMP? T cells, eosinophils, macrophages and plasma cells. Okay, so the background infiltrate consists of these TEMP cells. Okay, that's just a code. Now next one, what is the major diagnostic cells? It is nothing but the diagnostic Reed-Sternberg cells. Okay, what do you mean by diagnostic Reed-Sternberg cells? Write a small sentence about it. Okay, so what is that small sentence? Okay, the description of Reed-Sternberg cell, diagnostic Reed-Sternberg cell. What is a Reed-Sternberg cell? A Reed-Sternberg cell is a very large cell which consists of multiple nuclei or single nucleus with multiple nuclear lobes. Okay, multinuclear lobes. Okay, which has an inclusion like nucleoli within it and also abundant cytoplasm. Okay, so you can see it as an this much appearance. Okay, that like an owl-eye appearance. Okay, what do you mean by lacunar cells? Okay, lacunar variants. Okay, lacunar variants is nothing. As the name indicates, what do you mean by lacuna? It means just a cavity, right, or a hole. Okay, so here what it actually means is that, okay, here these cells, okay, the lacunar cells usually have a usually folded and delicate and multi-lobed nuclei. Okay, folded, delicate and multi-lobed nuclei, and also abundant pale cytoplasm. Okay, but this is lost during the processing and all. Okay, during the processing for looking under the microscope, okay, for microscopy, all these are lost. Okay, this cytoplasm especially is lost. So it is seen as if the nucleus is seen present in a cavity or a hole, okay, and that's why this name lacunar cells. So they are usually seen in this nodular sclerosis type. Now there is a third special point in nodular sclerosis. Why the name? Okay, how it got its name nodular sclerosis? This is because it is due to the presence of certain nodes. Okay, how is these nodes formed? Okay, it is nothing but because of the deposition of collagen. Okay, the collagen is deposited in bands. Okay, that word is important. Deposition of collagen in bands in the lymph node. Okay, in the lymph node, collagen is deposited in bands, so that it separates the cellular areas. Okay, it separates the cellular areas into different nodules. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so that's why it got its name nodular sclerosis. So our morphology is over. Now let's come to the immunophenotype. In immunophenotype, okay, we are just dealing with the markers. In all these cases, we are going to deal with CD15 and CD30, two markers. Okay, and these two will be positive in case of our nodular sclerosis type of Hodgkin's lymphoma. And also another second point to be included in our immunophenotype heading or a point is that, okay, we have to tell about whether this Hodgkin's lymphoma or this subtype is associated with EBV infection or not, Epstein-Barr virus infection or not. Okay, here it is very much less associated with EBV infections. Okay, so that's all. Now next point, clinical features. Clinical features. What do you have to tell about in clinical features? We have to tell whether it is common. We have to tell whether it is common in which gender groups or sex. Then we have to tell about the stage. Okay, then we have to tell about the age group in which this is commonly seen. Okay, so I will tell about it in detail. Okay, so first of all, okay, that is nothing but common. Okay, it is the most common. Nodular sclerosis is the most common subtype of Hodgkin's lymphoma. Okay, nearly 65 to 70% of the Hodgkin's lymphomas are found to be, okay, were found to be of this nodular sclerosis type. Now, second point, we can tell about stage. Okay, the patients having this type of lymphomas are usually in stage 1 or 2 disease. Okay, stage 1 or 2. Okay, what do you mean by these stages? Okay, I will explain at last. So, stage 1 or 2 disease. Now, the sex in which it is more common. Okay, it is equal in both sexes. Both males and females have equal chance of getting it. Now, fourth point, age group. Okay, it is usually seen in young adults. Okay, and you can see that this age group will be increasing downwards. Okay, and also not only the age group but also the section of people will be actually more riskier. Okay, the downward sessions will be more risky. So now the next one, that is mixed cellularity type. It is also very easy since we have studied about all the headings in our previous category. It will be very easy for the next 4 subtypes. Okay, so the second one, mixed cellularity type. Okay, so here we have frequently the mononuclear variants as well as the diagnostic Reed-Sternberg cells. Okay, so what do you mean by mononuclear variants? Okay, mononuclear variants are nothing but, okay, I have told you that diagnostic Reed-Sternberg cells are large cells with multiple nuclei or multilobular nuclei. Okay, single nucleus. But here it will be single nucleus itself. Okay, single nucleus and a single lobe also. Okay, and this is called as mononuclear variants. Okay, these variants are called as mononuclear variants as shown here. Now next one. Okay, next point is what? Okay, we have the next point, that is the background infiltrate. As I have told, it is temp. Okay, now next one, that is we have our immunophenotype. Immunophenotype here, it is also CD15 positive, CD30 positive. So what is the difference here? Most of them are associated with, okay, nearly 70% of these mixed cellularity patients, okay, Hodgkin's lymphoma patients will be having EBV infections also. Okay, so that's all. Now next one. Okay, next one is nothing but our clinical features. Clinical features, what and all we have to tell about? We have to tell about whether it is common. Okay, it is relatively less common than our first type. Second one, stage. In which stage the patients are usually seen? Okay, 3 and 4 stages. Then third one, in which sexes it is more common? Here the disease is more common among males than among females. Then regarding age group, okay, it is having a biphasic incidence. That means, okay, it is more common in young adults and also in people who are more than 55 years of age. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so young adults and also aged ones. Now next one, that is the lymphocyte rich type. So here, first of all, we are going to tell about our morphology. Okay, so morphology is almost the same as our previous mixed cellularity type. Okay, that is frequent mononuclear variants, diagnostic Reed-Sternberg cells. Then there is a one important difference, that is background infiltrate here consists of only T lymphocytes. Okay, majority T lymphocytes. Okay, we do not have all the temp. Okay, the eosinophils, macrophages, plasma cells are relatively less common, and CD15, CD30 positive, and nearly 40% of them are associated with EBV infections, but still it has a good prognosis. Now next one, okay, that is nothing but our clinical features. So clinical features, okay, it is a relatively uncommon type, and regarding the sex of the disease, okay, it is more common among males, okay, and then age group, okay, it is usually seen in older adults. So first of all, in nodular sclerosis it was in young adults, then young adults and older people, now older people. Okay, so the risk is actually increasing. Now nextly we can come to the next type, that is our lymphocyte depletion type. Okay, lymphocyte depletion type. So what is the morphology here? Actually this lymphocyte depletion type has many variants, and out of this one important variant is reticular variant. Okay, I will tell only about it, reticular variant. And in this reticular variant what we see is actually certain bizarre Reed-Sternberg cells. Okay, Reed-Sternberg cells. And what is the background? Okay, the background is infiltrate consists of very less, okay, has a paucity of the reactive cells. What do you mean by paucity? Okay, paucity is nothing but relatively trace amounts, okay, less amounts of reactive cells. So regarding the immunophenotype, we have CD15 positive, CD30 positive, and most of them, okay, in this case it is the most common people who are affected with, nearly 90% of the patients are associated with EBV infections also. Now the clinical features. Clinical features. What do you mean by the clinical features? Okay, first of all we are going to tell about whether it is common or not. Okay, it is the least common. Okay, it is the least common. Lymphocyte depletion is the least common type. And now which group it is more common? It is more common among HIV positive individuals. Okay, HIV infected individuals. Now next one, which gender it is more common? Okay, it is more common among males, and that to older males. Okay, that's all. Now next one, that is lymphocyte predominance type. In lymphocyte predominance type, what is the difference? Okay, P, okay, lymphocyte predominance, P. And this P is the one which is seen in morphology also, that is popcorn cells. What do you mean by popcorn cells? Okay, popcorn cells is nothing but in which there is polyploid nuclei, okay, polyploid nuclei, and also within that nuclei, polyploid nuclei, we have an inconspicuous nucleoli, okay, that is not seen as much as in our other diagnostic Reed-Sternberg cells and all. Okay, it is relatively inconspicuous. Okay, that's all. Now next one, that is our background infiltrate. Okay, here the background infiltrate mostly consists of reactive B cells and also follicular dendritic cells. Okay, follicular dendritic cells. And now, okay, regarding the immunophenotype, what are the markers? Okay, here it is the only subtype in which both CD15 and CD30 are negative, but there is another marker which is positive, that is CD20. Okay, CD20 is positive here. Now whether it is associated with EBV infection or not, okay, it is usually not associated with EBV infections. Now let's come to the clinical features. Okay, regarding clinical features we have to tell whether it is common or not. It is relatively uncommon. Okay, and what is the age group and the sex mostly affected? Usually young males. Okay, usually young males who are having a major risk, that is cervical, then axial lymphadenopathy, etc. So they are getting a more chance for this disease. Okay, that's all. Now next one, let's talk briefly about the stages of the Hodgkin's lymphoma. Okay, the stages of Hodgkin's lymphoma is very much easy to remember: stage 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so what are the differences? Okay, in 1 there can be involvement of only one lymph node, and also with or without the involvement of extra lymphatic organs or sites. Okay, without a localized involvement of any extra lymphatic organ or site. Now the stage 2, the only difference from stage 1 is that here we have 2 or more lymph nodes being affected, okay, with or without the involvement of the extra lymphatic sites. Okay, so next one is stage 3. So what is regarding the stage 3? Okay, stage 3 we have okay, stage 2 was that the lymph nodes on the same side of the diaphragm are affected, but in this case on both sides can be affected. Okay, in case of stage 3 both sides lymph nodes can be affected. Now the next one, that is stage 4. So stage 4 involves the diffuse involvement of the extra lymphatic organs. Okay, diffuse involvement of one or more extra lymphatic organs with or without the lymphatic involvement, that is the lymph node involvement. Okay, that's all. So friends, that's all about Hodgkin's lymphoma, the types of Hodgkin's lymphoma to be more proper. And if you have any doubt, please feel free to ask me, and at the same time please share this channel with your friends. Okay, keep supporting. I will be back with new such good videos. Till then, bye bye.